I'm Kaylee, and today I'm doing a random bookshelf tour, and I'm going to show you all of the books that I own that are green. I think I'm probably going to do a series just going through randomly books that have green book covers and then, red and yellow and I don't know, all the colors. I had this idea several years ago and I just never did it. So now we're finally going to have a random bookshelf tour. Before we randomly start pulling books off the shelves, I'm gonna reach back here to my Booktuber Shoutout book. And we're gonna shout out somebody randomly because it's a random tour, so a random shout out. Today's shout out goes to Books with Brittany. I will leave a link to their channel over in the description, so be sure to click on over and subscribe to them. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up if you love random green books. And be sure to follow me on Goodreads and Storygraph and Twitter and Instagram and all the social media places. So there's no rhyme or reason to this video. It really is just literally, let's see what books there are that have green covers, or at least green spines. If the spine is green, then it will be featured in this video. We're gonna start right here where I film, in the living room. Right up at the top, we have Five Little Peppers Go to School. And there are several Rudyard Kipling books with green spines. The Light That Failed, Kim, and Kipling's Adventure Stories, a very bright green. Kind of an olive green is Anna and the King of Siam. Much Ado About Nothing by William Shakespeare. The Black Arrow by Robert Louis Stevenson. Sir Walter Scott's The Heart of Midlothian. Way at the top we have Green Mansions by W.H. Hudson. And Jamaica Inn and My Cousin Rachel by Daphne du Maurier. The Frenzied Prince, kind of a bluish green. And the Poetry of Robert Frost, definitely some greenery there. Lord Hornblower, Beat to Quarters, Lieutenant Hornblower, and Commodore Hornblower, all in various shades of green. My very favorite edition of The Wind in the Willows, beautifully and delightfully green. The Nibelungenlied, yes. The Light in the Forest, The Secret Garden, and A Little Princess. The Island of Dr. Moreau. The Poetical Works of Burns. A Tale of Two Cities. Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe. And moving right along over to The Entryway. Here we are. Ted Marsh and the Enemy. Why not? The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. The Old Wives' Tale. Whittier's Poetical Works. The House of a Thousand Candles. These tiny little editions of The Coming of Arthur by Tennyson and The Merry Wives of Windsor by Shakespeare. The Innocent Wayfaring. Way down at the bottom of this stack of books is Daphne du Maurier's Frenchman's Creek, and I just don't want to have to move all that to show you that one, so too bad, there it is. The Golden Snare. The Music Hour. Sebastian Bach. Robert Schumann and Mascot Ziff. And way down at the bottom, we have a whole collection of these Harvard classics, and they're all green, and I'm not going to say what they all are. They're stuff. Most of these I've read, but not all of them. Continuing our tour, we're going to head over to the stairs because I don't have enough room in the rest of my house. I also have to have a bookshelf on the stairs. So here we have a whole collection of Bobbsey twin books. Some of them are this bright green. These are the editions that I had when I was a kid. And some of them are this kind of olive green. And these are ones that I bought as an adult because I was trying to get together most of the original series. I have like 52 of them, so I'm not going to say what all of the titles are, but there you go, Bobbsey Twins books. And now we continue our way upstairs. And so into the bedroom, which of course is completely covered in books. The Borrower's Afield has a green spine. The Magician's World by E. Nesbit. Charlie Bone and the Invisible Boy, that one has a green spine. Frog Kisser by Garth Nix. Tom's Midnight Garden. The Trials of Apollo, The Burning Maze has a green spine. And Magnus Chasing the Gods of Asgard, The Hammer of Thor has some greenish, some bluish. I'm going to count it as green. Starcross. This is the second book in the Larklight series. Sherlock Academy, Moriarty's Final Threat. This is the final book in the Sherlock Academy series. The Rescuers by Marjorie Sharp. Calling on Dragons, Book 3 of the Enchanted Forest Chronicles. The Boy Who Lost Fairyland. The Tiger's Nest, Book 5 in the Explorer Academy series. And Mary Poppins Comes Back by P.L. Travers. And continuing on to the corner bookshelf. Out of Andrew Lang's Fairy Story series, we actually have the Olive Fairy book and the Green Fairy book. Perfect. And another favorite edition of Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. One of my favorite books when I was a little girl, A Friend is Someone Who Likes You. The New Through the Green Gate. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, kind of a bluish green. And a Wind in the Willows puzzle book that actually has a puzzle for you to do on each page. And now across the room to the Tolkien and Lewis shelf. The Great Divorce. Magician's Nephew. The Silver Chair. On the Shoulders of Hobbits by Louis Marcos. It has yellow and some green on the spine, so I'm going to count it as green. Understanding Lord of the Rings, the best of Tolkien criticism, so kind of an olive green, I guess. Tolkien and Illustrated Atlas. The Hobbit, predominantly green. And in this boxed edition, The Return of the King. This very old copy of the Silmarillion, although the dust jacket is not green, the actual book underneath is green. That totally counts. The Book of Lost Tales, Part 1. And at the bottom of this shelf, I also have all my Harry Potter. So Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, that one has a green spine. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, that one is very green. And Quidditch Through the Ages is green. And so we continue on to the other wall. So there's literally bookshelves on every wall, okay? So way at the tippity top where I can't reach it, there's a whole set of Louisa May Alcott books. Little Women, Little Men, Under the Lilacs, Joe's Boys, Eight Cousins, Jack and Jill, and those are all green, and those are some of my favorites. But I can't quite reach, and I'm too lazy to go and get a stool to get up there, and so just enjoy them. There you go, you're done. The Final Storm by Wayne Thomas Batson. This is the third book in the Door Within trilogy. The Children of Green Knowe by L.M. Boston. Entwined by Heather Dixon. The Wanderer by Sharon Creech. Artemis Fowl, The Last Guardian. Artemis Fowl, The Time Paradox. Two different editions of The Secret Garden because it's one of my favorite books and you just can't have too many editions of The Secret Garden. Cold-Blooded Myrtle, the third book in the Myrtle Hardcastle mystery series. The last of the really great Wang Doodles by Julie Andrews Edwards. Tiger's Dream, the fourth book in the Tiger's Curse series. The Secret of Platform 13 by Eva Ibbotson. And The Great Ghost Rescue by Eva Ibbotson. An Acceptable Time by Madeline L'Engle. The Outcast of Redwall by Brian Jacques. Urchin of the Riding Stars, the very first book in the Mistmantle Chronicles. Dragon Song, the first book in the Harper Hall trilogy by Anne McCaffrey. Spindle's End by Robin McKinley. And because it's not enough to have a bookshelf on every wall, I also have bookshelves in the closet. I, Coriander by Sally Gardner. Blackwater, book 5 in the Pendragon series by D.J. McHale. Gregory and the Prophecy of Bane, this is the second book in the Underland Chronicles. Royal Magic by Ruth Chu. The Rebel, book 8 in the Roswell High series. You Have to Stop This. I think this is book 4 or maybe book 5. I think it's book 5 in this series. Dragon's Breath, this is book 2 in a series by E.D. Baker. Fable Haven by Brandon Mull. Emile's Moon by Jenny Nimmo. This is the second book in the Magician trilogy. The Monster in the Lake, the second book in the Kit the Wizard series by Louis Stowell. From the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. The spine is green, but there's no green anywhere else. Me and My Little Brain from the Great Brain series by John D. Fitzgerald. And let's dive on over, if I can get the camera to line up somewhere. Okay, here we are over at the other side. The Seven Tales of Trinket. A String and the Harp by Nancy Bond. And a really cool green journal that somebody gave me. If I can get it to untie, then I'll show you the cool inside pages that look all old-timey and stuff. The Seeing Stone, Tales of a 7th Grade Lizard Boy, The Green Lantern Legacy, The Master Magician, and that appears to be all for the closet. So now we will continue our journey and we will go into the office. And we have a huge bunch of mysteries. I'm not seeing a lot of green up here. Here's one though. Dorothy Sayers' Clouds of Witness. Out of the Past by Patricia Wentworth. Another couple of ones by Patricia Wentworth. The Benefant Treasure and The Ivory Dagger. I love these Miss Silver mysteries. Another Miss Silver is The Poison in the Pen. Aunt Dimity Saves the Dragon, or Slays the Dragon. This is from the Paranormal Detective series by Nancy Atherton. Aunt Dimity and the Wishing Well, also from the same series. And then a whole bunch more Aunt Dimity. Aunt Dimity Beats the Devil, Aunt Dimity's Death, Aunt Dimity Takes a Holiday, and Aunt Dimity's Christmas, all with lovely green spines. And then we're gonna step right over to the corner bookshelf. This is where I keep most of the nonfiction. For some reason, I have 2 copies of the life-changing manga of Tidying Up. I also have The Path to Positivity, The Book of Myself, a do-it-yourself autobiography in 201 questions, and A Passion for Prayer by Tom Eliff. And I think that's all we have for today. Of course, there are a lot of other bookshelves. This one is review copies that publishers have sent me, so I haven't read those yet. So I don't really count those as like being on my shelves yet because I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep them. I also have a lot of children's books that belong to my nieces. So those aren't mine, those are my niece's books. And that goes for the books here in the hallway as well. These are all my niece's books, and this one over here, that's my niece's as well. So I'm not really counting those because they're not mine. I hope that you enjoyed this random bookshelf tour. Please leave me a comment and let me know what is one of your favorite books that has a green cover. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.